Uh-oh, Zion goes quick, hammers it home. Oh, LaMelo, then Jalen McDaniel. Oh, my goodness!
It's a debate that's likely going to be happening for a very long time. Zion Williamson versus LaMelo Ball. These are two players who can both be considered generational talents in the league so early on in their careers, so it makes for one of the most interesting debates in recent history. So now's the time we start to dive a little deeper to determine which player is better right now. First, we'll look at the total stats. Each of these guys have made it clear that they can do everything possible on the basketball court. We'll start with Zion Williamson in this category. He currently averages 25.7 points, 7 rebounds, and 3.2 assists per game throughout his career, which is 85 games in total. When it comes to total statistics, Zion is sitting at 2,187 points, 591 total rebounds, and 276 assists to this point. As for his best season in the league since he was drafted, Williamson had his best year in 2020-21. He played in 61 games for the Pelicans and averaged 27 points, 7.2 rebounds, and 3.7 assists per game. Flipping over to the other side, LaMelo Ball has been in the league for almost as much time as Zion. He's currently averaging 18.3 points, 6.4 rebounds, and 7 assists throughout his entire career leading up to this point. As for his total numbers, he's scored a total of 2,311 points, 803 rebounds, and 884 assists. The one thing that's worth noting is the total number of games played, though. LaMelo played in 51 games in his rookie campaign and then an additional 75 in his sophomore campaign. Zion has only played in 85 total, as we talked about earlier. Now, Ball had the best season of his career a year ago, posting 20.1 points, 6.7 rebounds, and 7.6 assists per game for the Charlotte Hornets, while missing just a handful of games. Admittedly, I'd have to side with Zion in this category if he were to actually play an entire season. Unfortunately, that just isn't the case here. His lack of time on the court has made it tough to rely on his numbers compared to LaMelo, who's been active in nearly twice as many games. Plus, LaMelo does seem to impact the game far more with an even average of rebounds and double the total amount of dimes per game. All in all, I think LaMelo takes it when it comes to total stats. Alright, the next category we're going to dive into is their head-to-head matchups against one another. Sadly, we've only seen these two go up against one another once in their careers. It was a Charlotte victory over the Pelicans by 8 points. In the game, LaMelo did practically everything better than Zion except for scoring. LaMelo finished with 12 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists, and a steal with only 3 turnovers. He was quite literally just one pass away from marking down a triple-double against Williamson.
Here's LaMelo Ball off the bounce. The one rebounding team in the league. LaMelo over his brother Lonzo, hits a 3.
On the other hand, Zion posted 26 points. He also grabbed 8 rebounds and had 3 assists without getting a steal or a block on the night. He also tied Ball in turnovers with 3. There simply isn't any question that Zion was the better scorer this night. He made 12 out of his 22 total shots compared to Ball hitting just 4 of his 11 attempts. But he was beaten in the rest of these categories with ease, and Ball had more rebounds despite Zion being more of a power forward type of player, and he also tripled Zion's assists. I'm kind of inclined to roll with Ball again in this category too, and the fact that Charlotte won the game, that was just an added bonus for LaMelo. Now we're going to dive into these guys' accolades. There haven't been any major accolades that Zion has won early on in his career. He was named to the 2021 NBA All-Star Game, which was impressive for just his second year in the league, and he got the 2020 Rookie of the Month award once and made it onto the All-Rookie first team in that same season. As for LaMelo, he has another slight edge here, guys. He earned the 2020-21 NBA Rookie of the Year award, and of course made it onto the All-Rookie first team that year. He was able to follow that up by getting into the 2022 NBA All-Star Game. Even in Player of the Month awards, LaMelo wins that too. He won the Rookie of the Month award in January, February, and March in 2021. It doesn't matter which way you slice this one up, guys. LaMelo has more awards than Zion does, and in one less season. Now, obviously, injuries to Williamson are probably playing a huge factor in this, but the facts are the facts coming into this upcoming NBA campaign. Our next category is team success, and we're starting with Williamson once again. He's had mixed success with the Pelicans. Despite being a generational talent, he hasn't been on the court enough to drag them into massive success. He started his career in 2019 with the Pelicans and played just a quarter of the games in that season. He helped them push forward to a 30-42 record on the year, a season in which they ultimately missed the playoffs. The following year, he played significantly more time, getting involved in 60 games. However, he didn't really improve their record all that much despite being such a talented guy. The Pelicans finished 4th in their division and had a record of 31-41 on the year. Zion might have to do a little bit more for the Pelicans in the future to help them get some kind of playoff action.
And your opponent. And follow your own Zion will, but a little bit strong. Keeps it alive. Right back at it. Go for it.
All right, flipping over to the Hornets now. They brought in LaMelo in 2020, and Ball quickly made an impact on a bad team. They improved from 23 total wins all the way up to 33 in his first season with them. They missed the playoffs that season, but there was some serious playoff hope by the end of the year. Kind of similar to Zion when he ended his opening campaign. Now, when LaMelo moved on to his sophomore year, he improved the Hornets for a second straight year, helping them get to a record of 43-39, another 10-game jump. Unfortunately, they got knocked out in the play-in tournament that year to miss the playoffs once again, though. However, it's becoming clear that the Hornets are getting better every season that Ball plays, while Zion has only mustered a minimal 1-game improvement from year to year with the Pelicans.
Back. Here comes LaMelo Ball with his hair on fire. Miles! Wow! Look at this.
Next up, we're looking at the highlights, and each of these guys have gotten a lot of highlights already in their career. Zion has dazzled as one of the best dunkers the game has ever seen when he's healthy. Meanwhile, LaMelo just consistently makes plays that make your jaw drop to the floor when it happens. Take a look at some of these highlights.
He starts right there with number 3. With the pressure, there it is. Gets the takeaway. Okay. Are you serious? Are you serious what we just watched? Are you serious?
Side. Robinson tapped it out to Knox. Zion rips it, punches it home.
Some strength. Kevin Knox looks like he's got a corral. Mr. Williamson says, no, sir. Let me show you how I do it.
But look at LaMelo right here. What vision. Perfect. To the races. What do you got? Yes! LaMelo.
Who's with me? That would be Trez between the legs.
PJ. Oh, fancy dribbling, PJ. LaMelo. How did he do that?
Look at this. Show it, get the flyby.
Oh, my goodness.
Am I going to drive? No. I'm going to step behind.
So, what are each of these guys known for? Now, this isn't one of those winner or loser categories, it's simply giving some background on the type of player that each of the competitors are. We'll start with Zion. He's a player who's shown himself to be a freakishly athletic basketball player. The dude can dunk like you wouldn't imagine, and he's always detonating to the rim with every chance he gets. He's not the best passer or rebounder, surprisingly, but his scoring is undeniable. Averaging 26 points in your second season in the league is something we rarely get to see in the league nowadays.
Into the middle of the floor. You got to go get it. He set a good screen on offense.
On the other hand, LaMelo is more known to be an overall kind of player. He doesn't flash as a scorer in the league, but he makes up for that with his impact everywhere else. He can pass the lights out with the ball in his hands and is a very good rebounder for the Hornets. This rebounding leads to a ton of fast break opportunities, kind of like how Russell Westbrook grabs the board and flies out down the court. Ball doesn't specialize in just one area. He does everything you could possibly want from him.
In rhythm.
Dragic left some meat on the bone. Here we go. Hornets have a chance. Get in there. Yes!
That is a good connection right there. Look at that pass. Easy finish. LaMelo Ball.
All right, guys, so who's the winner here, LaMelo or Zion? Given the categories and the evidence we've seen so far in this video, I gotta say it's difficult to roll with anybody other than LaMelo. Ball's been far more available to the Hornets compared to Zion and the Pelicans, and the team's success is clearly showing that. Ball also impacts every area of the court, while Zion primarily just dominates in the scoring. These are, in fact, two different types of players, but from what we've seen so far, it's that LaMelo is the one to roll with at this point in these two generational players' careers. Moving forward, there's a legit chance that Zion easily moves past Ball due to his formidable scoring talent, but that's something that's just yet to happen. So, which of these players did you guys expect to win coming into the video? Did any of these stats surprise you when you heard them? Let us know what you guys think down below in the comments, or let us know if you'd roll with Williamson instead.